a small, medium-scale business that's doing some work here in Nigeria. And Petrong Software Solutions is a software development company which consists of experts that specialize in enabling individuals and businesses to ease their processes, reduce cost, and generate revenue. And here to share more on this, on his experience as a small business owner himself, is Peter Daniel, who's, of course, a small business owner. Thank you so much for joining us, sir.
Thank you for having me.
So talk to us about your software company. So a software company that serves small businesses. Talk to us about what you do.
Okay, yeah. We started out since 2014, and I started
13.
out. Yeah, 2014.
2014.
Yeah.
6 years now.
Yeah.
Oh, almost 6 years.
Yeah, and I started out as a freelancer, and then I worked on until the project increased and became too much for one man to bear. So I had to begin to think about expanding my team and getting some non-executive directors to help me with the project management and also collecting more deals, ensuring that things are going as I wanted, so that we can make more profit for the business. So in 2018, and that was last year, I got 2 members on board to join me in management, and also began to engage some staffs. Yeah, so we've gone on to develop a lot of web applications, mobile applications, and then we're looking to develop virtual reality solutions, which is why I have this here.
Why you have this?
Yeah.
You started this business years ago. Was your focus? Did you always focus on small businesses, or you were targeting big businesses from the beginning, and then you then began to expand your service offerings?
Okay, actually, I started out targeting small businesses because I knew that starting out as a small business myself, I needed to take the time out and create a track record so that then bigger businesses will be able to count on me for bigger deals. So I started out with small businesses and grew from there and began to land bigger deals as well.
So you're starting as a person and as a freelancer is quite instructive, because it looks like you also grew in an organic way that people can also see the progress that you've made over the past 6 years. But the process, can you talk to us about the process of you starting and then realizing that, okay, I need to increase my capacity, and then moving on to the next level and all of that, and the financial implication of the scaling up and how you eventually grew to where you are now?
Okay, so I was at 2018, earlier before July, I was still freelancing while I worked as an employee at a firm as a software developer.
Right.
Okay, and then...
Okay, so this, up until 2018, this was a side business?
Exactly.
Okay.
It was a side business. And so I was just doing freelance jobs while I was still serving as an employee. And then in 2018, I realized it was the best time to quit that
full-time.
Okay, now I didn't quit at that point, but then I felt that was because I was beginning to get lots of these side jobs, and I didn't want them to just pass. So I didn't want to leave the job at that moment yet, because I was just starting out. I needed to ensure that this was a path I could tread safely and profitably too. And so I had to ensure that I remained there while I began to grow my business. The strategy I used was I created a lot of videos. I tried to pass down the knowledge that I have as a programmer, as a developer. I created a lot of videos from basic to intermediate level that just anybody can pick up on and begin to do everything that I can do. So while I'm working, somebody else is at my office and is doing every other project that's coming in and needs to be done.
So it's quite instructive that you were trying to balance this out as an entrepreneur on one side, and then having full-time employment on another side, because a lot of times people quit their jobs to start the business, and then they discover that it's not that easy, and many people go back to employment because they discover that they couldn't find that balance. So it looks like what you did was that you ran the business for a few years before you then eventually pulled out and then focused on it.
Exactly. So that was exactly what I did. And when it got to a point where I realized it was just the best time to quit, I resigned from being a full-time employee to focus on my own business and grow it.
Wow.
And it's been an amazing journey so far.
And of course, you've hired a few hands, and they've joined you.
Yeah, our team is growing, and we've had a lot of persons joined. Well, some have come and some have gone. And right now, we have a growing team. And not just a team, but then we're also coming up with very, very viable solutions. Startup Click, for example, is a software solution that's targeted at helping startups like myself manage their books, their accounting, and then to help them ensure that they do not have this financial crisis that usually results in the 90% of crash that happens among startups. Because like statistics has it, 90% of startups usually crash within the first 3 years. Okay, so we look at it and we realized one of the major causes of this is a lack of proper bookkeeping. And we felt, okay, what if we have a solution? And I remember personally, as I began to put more attention into making my business more corporate so that we can become more viable, I saw that I needed to begin to give more attention to my books, to my numbers. And I didn't want to bog my mind with all of that because I want to be able to do sales, do marketing, and still do development, and monitor the team, supervise the team, and ensure that everything is working technically. Okay, but I knew that I needed to ensure the numbers too were being properly monitored. I couldn't do that myself because I felt it was going to be too much for me. I needed to get someone to do that for me.
So you needed to hire someone who then
to do that for me. But then I know not every startup will be able to get that privilege because in fact I didn't have to pay this person very much because of the relationship, and then just came on as a volunteer and was helping me out with the accounting. And I felt, well, lots of startups won't have this privilege. Why don't we just provide them a solution, and they will tell them you don't need an accountant, all you need is a startup clerk.
I like that because one of the things that, I mean, your profile says that you focus a lot on small businesses because, again, you have been a small business owner for a while, and you know the specific challenges that they face. So apart from Startup Clerk, which I feel is a great solution for many small businesses, are there other solutions that you're bringing up that focus on small businesses as well, based on the challenges, the common challenges that small businesses face in a country like this?
Okay, so basically there are a few other products as well. We have Pasioli. Pasioli is targeted at micro-lending institutions, and it's supposed to help them with their reconciliation process. Many times there are some sort of discrepancies during customers' loan repayments. As customers come to take loans at these micro-lending institutions, and then they come to do their repayments. Somehow there's some discrepancy. Sometimes they're over-deducted, sometimes they're under-deducted. In fact, some persons that took loans are supposed to be deducted were not deducted in some cases. So the software helps to figure out these discrepancies and then balances.
These issues about loan is always crazy and very confusing. So they tell you we're giving a loan at this percentage, but you don't know if it's monthly, whether the percentage deductions are supposed to be monthly or yearly, and then it just becomes very confusing. You don't know if the loan is reducing or if it looks like it's increasing. So this solution will help you.
Really saw that, and that's Pasioli. So the goal of Pasioli is to ensure that all of these discrepancies that happen during customers' loan repayments are properly sorted. Well, we have another product, and that's this homeschool. But this is for schools. We're trying to enhance education for secondary school students, and this is going to be. I remember back then as a secondary school student, one of the best experiences I had as a student was, learning as a student was when I had a private tutor come to my house to teach me personally, and that was when I had my best performance in school. And so I realized that many students go to school today and they're not able to perform well because the teacher is standing in front and is teaching everybody at the same pace.
So talking to 20, 30 people
at the same pace, and not everybody can learn at the same pace. Not everybody can understand what the teacher is saying at that pace. And so only a few that are very smart are able to learn. Education in Nigeria as such not being very effective, because of that kind of system. So we devised this technology to say, okay, we can make education more effective.
So this is you. This is you moving into another, a whole new different space, which is the education sector,
Exactly.
as well, bringing solutions.
Yeah.
It's amazing. This I feel is a great business, especially with the focus on what you're doing, providing solutions for small businesses. And wish you all the best in all your endeavors.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's Monday, and I know that you're joining us this morning as a hard worker. We're going to be giving you a special reward in the kitchen. So we'd like you to join us in the kitchen. But thank you so much for coming on the show, Daniel Peter.
Thank you.
Please, this way. Let's find out what the ladies have been up to here.
So Chef Hawa has been doing something very traditional here. And we have the Mami beef sauce. Oh yes, and then I got a gift, guys. Please clap for me.
Oh wow, okay.
Yes, from Turare girl herself. So you should watch out. I'll use the hashtag Wake Up Nigeria when I'm making my own food.
So cute little water and
Yes.
pesto.
And then now interestingly, she served her yam in this traditional pot. Do you want to tell us why you use this traditional pot?
Oh, well,
Which kind of pot?
flavor.
This pot.
This helps us retain flavors.
Yeah, it does.
Okay.
Yes. And it keeps it warm.
Okay. So we might want to go back to how it was traditionally. We want to be retaining flavors.
So, please go ahead. Dig in.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Would like
So you
to
can
be
start from
rating.
anywhere and
You're rating all her efforts.
Okay. So, how did you achieve this anyway?
Basically, I put my pan on fire, my meat that's been marinated with umami beef mix and compound garlic butter.
Okay.
Then I boiled it till, all of the liquid is dried out in it. Then I added my olive oil, then my peppers. Mix. I allowed it to fry a bit, not like fry, just like brown it a bit. Then I added my peppers, allowed it to simmer for a few minutes. Then I tossed in my vegetables and extra onions for.
And the vegetables, you mean the pumpkin leaf?
Yeah, that's the uziza and then the curry leaf.
Curry leaf.
Yeah.
There's a lot of leaves in there.
Yeah. Then I boiled my yam with bay leaf and rosemary.
Interestingly, she didn't just use the salt that we conventionally use. The bay leaf and rosemary. You might want to
sounds
try
like a
that.
suya thing.
Maybe it's the mami spice.
Spice.
That's
You might
my
want to buy that
signature
spice.
spice.
Chef Yomi.
Yeah. Okay, so I'll buy that.
This looks really yummy.
Yeah.
This looks so good. So, we can't wait to dig into this. We need to quickly round up.
So Peter, what did you think?
I think it feels good.
It does?
Tastes good, yeah.
Tastes very good.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right, it's about time to wrap it up for today. Many
Yes,
thanks to Homely NG for the kitchen accessories, amazing
Big
accessories.
thank you to all our guests for joining us on the show today, Peter Daniel, and also our chef. Well
Thank
done.
you.
so much.
Thank you for having me.
All right, so tomorrow is another day on the show, bright and early. We can't wait to serve you up yet another exciting edition of the show this new year.
Bye-bye.
Have a great day.
Bye.